Well, the project for today is thistle in the lone pine field. There's just thousands of thistle plants coming up in that field. I can't go around with a hoe and take them out, so we're going to try something new. Well, I've got the mower set up on the back of the Fiat Alamo. It's an 8-foot mower. At these two attachment points back here, on this side and over here on this side, what I'm going to do is see if I can hook up these, what would you call them, drags that Jeffrey built for a different purpose, but what they are is they tow behind a tractor. So I'll hook one up on each side. We got chain pulling on this side, got a chain pulling on this side, and we'll hook that up to the mower deck and run this drag around behind the mower and see if that will be a combination of cutting and mashing down the thistle will solve the problem. The advantage of the drags also is that they're going to bust up any of the fire ant nests that are building up. So that would be a positive also. This is a fire ant nest. If you don't live in this part of the country where you have fire ants, I might be curious to see what they do. Each part of the country probably has its own problems, and down here in the south, fire ants are one of them here. They build up these nests, and there's a part where it's been knocked down earlier, and you can see how it's rusted up the fence. It eats away at the galvanized when the dirt is up against the fence like it is. And I haven't been doing a very good job of keeping them back. But so that's a fire ant nest. This is a stick, and when I poke the stick in, you can see what happens. The ants come out. You can see them crawling up the stick. If a young lamb or something, animal, steps into an ant nest like this, they can be rapidly covered with ants if they're not careful about getting away. Usually we don't have a problem, and the animals stay clear of the ant nests, and we do tend to try to knock them down. The problem with the ants is that they have a bite that causes well, like a sting, brings up a white pussy welt. So anyhow, these are fire ant nests. So I'm going to use the forks on the tractor to try to pick up those drags, and I'm not sure how this is going to work yet. That worked out just fine. I'll show a little video of getting started, then I'll cut to the lone pine field once I get out there. Looks like I'll make it through the gates just fine. Well, here we are at the lone pine field. That big pine tree you see in the corner there, that used to stand all alone, but since we named the field, other little trees have grown up. That all needs to be cleaned out eventually. But this is where I'm going to be working today. So I'm going to hook this up and see how this works. Alright, the tractor's off. I'm gonna see if I can hook up the chains and then we'll get going and see how this thing works. Alright. So I got this loop of chain. I should just be able to put the pin through there. And I've got a lock washer over here I'll use over there. It's almost perfect spacing for it. Lock washer, that. Got that side. All right. Got that side. I think it's ready to try out. All right, I've got it hooked up. I'm gonna start the tractor and then we'll run and see how this works out here. I'm gonna have the Alamo bush hog going, and then we'll be towing the two drags from behind the Alamo. Let's just go forward a little bit now. Before we engage the mower, we'll see how this drags. And it's dragging, of course. Okay, I've got some thistle coming up here. And we'll see how it does on this thistle. Alright, there's a big thistle. Impact, mash. Oh, it actually pulled it out. Got mashed over. Got that ant nest. Some of them are bending over. Well, I'm going to engage the cutter, and then we'll see how we do here. Okay, I'm about half done, and so I think there's probably enough video, so we'll cut it off here. It seems to be working pretty good. Mashes everything down. Some of the stuff's going to regrow, you know, so we're cutting it off and mashing it, and hopefully we'll get some kind of control here. We'll see how it works out over the next few weeks. See how some of it is cut off and mashed over. Some of it's been mashed, but it's sort of gotten back up and it's getting ready to flower. There's a short one there. You know, this one it looks like it was leaned over, but really didn't get hit too much. So I don't know. I guess I'm not that thrilled with here. See, look at this one here. It's obviously been pushed over, but the seed heads or the flower heads lower down are actually standing back up again, and it's going to make thousands of seeds. I've got the drag stored in the old horse shed. When we had horses, we built this for them. This is where Thor and the rams were for a while. Rams are out in the front field now, and Thor is pretty much roaming around with the other dogs, other porch dogs. But the drags are stored here out of the weather, and I think I've got some ideas on what to do to maybe make them work a little better. When Jeffrey designed them, purpose was to pack down dirt after it was disked, and so he beveled up each of the planks, put a little angle on it. It's dragged you know, from here going back. The chains are in the front there, so that in some cases it seems like the drags are riding up over the thistle, and then the thistle just sort of pops back up and starts growing again, even though it's been mashed down. What has to happen is the thistle needs to get sheared off and actually uprooted, and it was doing that some of the time, but I think maybe it might work better if I removed the angle and just made them flat. And Thor, come on, Thor wants to be part of the process here. So if we just removed the angle on the drags, made them flat against the 6x6s that, you know, are riding on top. They're upside down right now, of course. They might shear off the thistle, and perhaps that would work better. So we'll give that a try, and we'll see how it works eventually. So anyhow, thanks for watching Longleaf Sheep Hill Ranch. Say goodbye, Thor. Yes, he likes the tummy rubs. Yeah.